Times are trying, you might feel stuck inside. The mind is good at lying, it makes you feel you want to cry. But better days are coming, they're just around the way. Whenever you feel lonely, oh, remember you are here today. Just don't stop dancing. Oh, baby, I am where you are. Don't stop, keep dancing. 'Cause right here, right now, is all that we've got. It's all that we've got. Yeah. Tomorrow's always greener in our eyes. The only thing that's certain is the sun when it arrives. 'Cause better days are coming, they're just around the way. Whenever you feel lonely, oh, remember you are here today. Don't stop, keep dancing. Oh, baby, I am where you are. Don't stop, keep dancing. 'Cause right here, right now, is all that we've got. It's all that we've got. Let's go to their place. But close your eyes and fly away. Today's a brighter day. Can you feel the sun rays? Oh, soon we'll be together, and we'll be dancing. Oh, yeah. Ooh, no, gotta say, don't stop, keep dancing. Baby, I am where you are. Don't stop, keep dancing. 'Cause right here, right now, is all that we've got. It's all that we've got. You're all that I've got. You're all that I've got.
Attention, Mountaineer family. The commencement ceremony is about to begin. At this time, please locate the nearest emergency exit. Please silence your cell phones, tablets, and other electronic devices, and turn your attention to the outstanding students who are the focus of this day. This is their moment to shine, so please give them and their many accomplishments your full attention. Now, let's get ready to welcome our graduates.
For 156 years, West Virginia University has been graduating talented leaders who make our world a better place. Today, we celebrate the May 2026 graduates who continue that legacy. Please welcome West Virginia University's Benjamin M. Statler, College of Engineering and Mineral Resources candidates for graduation. And now, please welcome members of the Platform Party. Pedro J. Mago, Glenn A. Chiner, Dean of the Statler College of Engineering and Mineral Resources. Department chairs and members of the Statler College faculty. Robin Hissam, Associate Dean of Academics and Student Performance. Diane Stewart, Classified Staff Representative to the Board of Governors. Leslie Cottrell, Faculty Representative to the Board of Governors. Mark Gavin, Vice Provost. Scott Critchlow, Faculty Senate Chair and Representative to the Board of Governors. Sarah Lovell, Security Engineering Officer with the U.S. Department of State's Diplomatic Security Service, and today's commencement speaker. Presidential Honorary Degree recipient, Dr. Sid Ping, Charles E. Lewall, Chair of Mining Engineering, Emeritus. Paul Kreider, Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Carrying the University Mace, Grand Marshal Hoda Gangaro, Wadsworth Professor and Director of Constructed Facilities Center, Wadsworth Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. And Michael T. Benson, President of West Virginia University. Please rise for our national anthem and remain standing for our alma mater.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
You may be seated. At this time, please welcome to the podium Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Paul Kreider.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, well done. On behalf of West Virginia University's faculty, staff, students, Board of Governors, and the administration, I am pleased to welcome you to our May 2026 commencement ceremony. This is a special weekend for all of us, and an especially bittersweet one for me. This will be my final series of commencement ceremonies as an administrator at WVU, an institution I have been proud to serve for 15 years. But today marks a milestone achievement in your lives. Graduating from college or graduate school is a major accomplishment. You have worked hard, overcome challenges, and celebrated numerous victories along the way. And all along that journey, you persevered, and you kept your eye on the prize. And now here you are today, just moments away from receiving your WVU diploma. Most of today will be a blur. There's a lot going on. Be sure to take the time to soak it all in, pause for a moment, look around you, remember the classmates and the friendships that you have forged, reflect on the faculty and the staff members who have shared their expertise and mentored you along this journey. Look out into the audience and think about the friends and family members who supported you and cheered you on. And of course, reflect on your own efforts, your own triumphs, the stops and the starts, and all the times you thought you could not go any farther, only to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get right back to work. It's that grit and that determination that defines the mountaineer spirit. It is that confidence and resilience that carried you across the most admirable of finish lines today. As you take your next steps into the wider world, always remember that your WVU degree has value and will open doors for you, just as it has for thousands of successful alumni before you. And never forget that no matter how far your journey takes you, you will always have a home among these hills. So May graduates, today is your day, a day for us to recognize your accomplishments and celebrate your success. Good luck, enjoy the journey, and stay safe. Congratulations.
Please welcome President Benson to the podium for a special presentation.
Good afternoon. It is my privilege to be here today to recognize a world-renowned leader in mining engineering education with the first presidential honorary degree I will confer as the university's 27th president. Dr. Sid Peng has served as the Charles E. Lewald Chair of Mining Engineering Emeritus in the WVU Benjamin M. Statler College of Engineering and Mineral Resources, Department of Mining Engineering, since 2013, his retirement from the university after nearly 40 years of service. First hired at the university in 1974, Dr. Peng was named chair of the Department of Mining Engineering 4 years later, and he held that position continuously until 2006. As mining engineering evolved over decades, Dr. Peng's visionary leadership, teaching, and commitment to excellence consistently combined emerging technologies with practical applications that shaped generations of mining professionals. In 1985, Dr. Peng established the Longwall Mining and Ground Control Research Center and became its director. In 1998, he was appointed director of the West Virginia Coal and Energy Research Bureau. In 2007, Dr. Peng became the university's first National Academy member, with his induction into the prestigious National Academy of Engineering in recognition of his leadership in the development of advanced longwall mining and ground subsidence control technologies. I want to mention here very briefly, there are 3 national academies in our country. The National Academy of Sciences, the National Academy of Medicine, the National Academy of Engineering. Dr. Ping, we've been around since 1867. Dr. Ping was the first faculty member inducted into a National Academy, and that is a really big deal. Congratulations, Dr. Ping. A member of the West Virginia Coal Hall of Fame, Dr. Ping has written extensively in several textbooks and published research in the areas of longwall mining, ground control, surface subsidence, respirable dust, modeling, and mine seals. He and his late wife, Felicia Ping, who is also a former professor of mine engineering, have been loyal contributors to and longtime investors in the educational futures of generations of mining students. Throughout the history of mining, few individuals have influenced mining engineering as profoundly as Dr. Ping. His generosity with his expertise and time changed the field for the better across West Virginia and around the world. Today's graduates and future graduates will continue to reap these benefits. Dr. Sid Ping, on this day, May 17th, 2026, in recognition of your distinguished career and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the Presidential Honorary Degree with all the rights, honors, and privileges thereto appertaining. Mountaineer family, please help me welcome Dr. Sid Ping to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Benson. I first want to say it's good to be back in West Virginia. For the past 40 years in my professional career at West Virginia University, I received more than 20 national and international awards from different countries. Most of them are the top award in their category. But I would say at this point of my age, I would consider this award, the summary of all the awards I have. Okay. Thank you for W and the Special Mining Engineer for providing that opportunity. Thank you.
At this time, please welcome Dean Mago to introduce our commencement speaker.
So at this time, I would like to welcome our distinguished speaker, Sarah Lovell, a security engineering officer with the U.S. Department of State Diplomatic Security Service. Sarah brings a truly remarkable background to us today. She currently serves as a cyber warfare officer with the Maryland Air National Guard's 175th Cyberspace Operations Squadron at Fort Meade in Maryland, where she operates at the forefront of national security in the digital domain. Prior to her military service, Sarah spent 2 years as a contracted field engineer in Iraq and Afghanistan, including time with Special Operations Command. Her career also includes nearly a decade at RAND, where she contributed as a public policy researcher at one of the nation's leading federally funded research and development center. Today, she continues to serve our country through her work with the Diplomatic Security Service. As an alumna, she endowed the Wills Colley Study Abroad Engineering Scholarship, which has supported students pursuing study abroad opportunities in the college. She has also served as a member of the College Visiting Committee and was recently inducted into the Distinguished Alumni Academy of the Lane Department of Computer Science and Electrical Engineering. Sarah holds a Master's in Technology Policy from the University of Cambridge in England and is a proud 2007 graduate of the Statler College and Honors College, where she studied computer engineering and biometrics systems. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Sarah Lovell as she comes to the podium.
Well, thank you, Dean Mago. I'm touched to be considered and join so many esteemed colleagues here today. And it is truly special to get to share this moment with my sister, Becky Campos, who is here from my hometown of Martinsburg, West Virginia. So can we get a shout out for the siblings who are in the room and online here today? Becky and I are 2 years apart. We were in different majors at different WVU colleges, but we wanted to be able to say that we took a class together. The only class that worked with our schedules was a 1-hour fitness class on military conditioning, which we knew nothing about. That serendipity led both of us to our current careers with the Air Force as part-time military reservists with the Air National Guard. I'm so grateful to have you as a co-adventurer, Becky. To begin, I don't have a PhD or patents, but I do have the one thing that I wish for all students, a professor who believed in me. I want to talk to you about Dr. Wills Cooley. He is listening online today with his wife, Jane. I first had Dr. Cooley for an electrical circuits design class. He is known for creating the senior capstone project for the Lane Department, where he is now Professor Emeritus. As an undergraduate student, I came to Dr. Cooley with a dream. I wanted to study abroad for a semester as an engineer. He believed in me and sat with me to figure out which classes would count for my own graduation requirements. He made my study abroad ambitions possible, and that has been the single most important catalyst to my career. I get to do jobs now that I didn't even know existed as an undergrad. In my military uniform, I get to lead teams at the U.S. Cyber National Mission Force. In my civilian role in the Foreign Service, I get to protect America's critical infrastructure at embassies and consulates around the world. I credit Dr. Cooley's influence to get me abroad with providing me the confidence to then go to grad school in England, take my first job out of college in Baghdad, and commute to work by helicopter in Afghanistan. That time, working in war zones, taught me how precious life can be, and I wanted to do something beyond my own time on Earth. So if I've done anything to distinguish my career, it was the chance to endow a scholarship in Dr. Cooley's name. I did so to help other WVU engineering students study abroad and be inspired to become global problem solvers. It first came as a challenge around the time of my own graduation. Then WVU President David Hardesty looked at me in the eye and said, I bet you'll be the first of your class to give back. And I hope I've made him proud. Rumor has it, I'm the youngest person to endow a scholarship at West Virginia University. And now, oh, thanks. Oh. And now I look around this room of my fellow nerds, and I challenge you to beat my record. That small donation back in 2011 has grown beyond my wildest dreams. I studied abroad in Morocco. Dr. Cooley was an exchange professor in England. Beyond those schools, Cooley Scholarship recipients have also gone to Sweden, Spain, Japan, Australia, Denmark, Wales, South Korea, and Ireland. I knew how riveting it would be to follow their adventures, but what I did not expect is that the fund has grown to more than 5 times that initial seed money. And that is thanks to the generosity of other donations, including from Dr. Cooley himself. And I think that truly embodies the mountaineer spirit. Others helping others climb mountains. I'm so proud to be a West Virginia University alum, and that piece of paper that says I'm an engineer has come in so handy throughout my careers. I can't believe I'm here today, just as I know you will be blown away by where your engineering education will take you. May you find your own way to give back, craft a brighter path for others, and help others climb mountains. In conclusion, support like a mountaineer, innovate like a mountaineer, and engineer like a mountaineer. Let's go.
President Benson, Provost Kreider, and Dean Mago, I will now present the students who fulfill the requirements for graduation from the Benjamin M. Statler College of Engineering and Mineral Resources of West Virginia University. First, we have a posthumous degree. James Roy Smith III, baccalaureate degree in mechanical engineering. Accepting on his behalf are his mother, Christy Hayden, and father, James Roy Smith, Jr. I now present to you the 2026 candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Maizdalam Abir. Claudemy Nascimento. Kalyani Bopi. Krishna Berthi Busam. Paroma Chatterjee. Kara Cunningham. Beatriz Dantas. Israt Jaron Era. Luis Escobar. Joffrey Gono. Zainab Sahib Jawad. Mohammed Omar. Dhruvi Panchal. Kathy Lee Pinnock Branford. Anson Pockerell. Dennis Ruto. Ali Sajadian. Kyle Smith. Thatcher Stevens. Vinila Vasam. I now present to you the Master of Science degree candidates from the Department of Chemical and Biomedical Engineering. Pooja Kasturi. Logan Proud. Ethan Roby. I now present to you the baccalaureate degree candidates from the Department of Chemical and Biomedical Engineering. Antonio Aguirre, Isabel Akey, Audrey Anderson, Ryan Birech, Jada Elizabeth Beach, Mason Belt, Andrew Bogus, Alexa Bostic, Caden Cargile, Carter Dale Cochran, Ian Copenhaver, Sierra Korn, Dominic Dorkan, Rachel Feldhake, Mason James Fleming, Aiden Gee, Andrew Gill, Jamie Helton, Madeline Hickman, Caroline Kelly, Joshua Wayne Lovell, Joseph McBee, Colin Francis Moran, Riley Mullins, Grace Neller, Sydney Carol Nigorski, Nicole Norris, Hunter Odom, Lindsay Powers, Jillian Kiera Wagner, Kenneth Wong, Preston Whitlock, Joshua Williams, Emily Rose Wurst, Samuel Zolodek, I now present to you the baccalaureate degree candidates from the Engineering Technology program. Adam Budzinski, Marcus Chafin, Caitlin Cochran, Dominic Contorso, Ryan Gold, Jonathan Goodfellow, Jesse Matthew Humphrey, Rowan Coble, Alexander James Lurkey, Mercedes May, Tyler Mosher, Jensen Murphy, Cole Newland, Michael Webster Rakosi, Nathan John Rick, John Skelzy, Donai Samoyi, Mason Robert Smith, I now present to you the Master of Science degree candidates from the Department of Industrial and Management Systems Engineering. Emily Arbaugh, Alexander Ocker, Eric Cruciani, Aman Dakhal, Marshall Miaza, Israt Humarwa, Jordan French, Benjamin Keller Galena, Liberty Kramer, Alexander Lavoy, Jeffrey Martin, Akshu Patel, Deep Y. Patel, Zane Penn, Jessica Peters, Brooke Urban, Samuel Connor Zambati, I now present to you the baccalaureate degree candidates from the Department of Industrial and Management Systems Engineering. Sam Anderson, Matthew Bakos, Matthew Bishop, Elliot Blackwood, Hunter Boyce, Brett Breslin, Grant Chevront, Jesse Culp, Eli Day, Nathan Elias, Brandon Phobes, Austin Greenan, Logan Johnson Hostutler, Jacob King, Dawson Corin, Marissa Elizabeth Latinsky, Christopher Mazelon, Reed Miller, Laura Pillay, Anna Phillips, Jeffrey Potch, Nathaniel Query, Elizabeth Claire Renzelli, Seth Rounds, Nathan Schlegel, Sage Kathleen Tellish, Gage Vest, Donovan Vaught, Vince Weiderman, Kaylee Ann Worley, I now present to you the Master of Science degree candidates from the Lane Department of Computer Science and Electrical Engineering. Halamariam Abera Abdi, Christopher Burton, Andrew Gautier, Wasim Hosenbokas, Leah Elizabeth Jankowski, Kyle Kalansis, Varsha Neluri, Madison Nichols, Adam Oyimkan Ogunjimbola, Tim Tai, presenting the baccalaureate degree candidates from the Lane Department of Computer Science and Electrical Engineering. Kumail Abbas, Jaron Atkins, Desalan Agazi, Emma Ajari Ado, Wyatt Albertson, Wasim Al-Mubarak, Mustafa Al-Shabib, Noor Bader Al-Zawad, Tucker Amon. Amon Anderson. Evan Anderson. Jeremy Apia. John Backman. Zoe Neal Bailey. Alexander Joseph Baldoff. Owen Michael Berry. Kyle Becker. Connor Douglas Blevins. Jeremiah Boley. Mason Boyles. Maverick Bray. Kylie Burke. Ryan Bush. Bryson Cade Bush. Daniel Campa. Ryan Cascarino. Austin Casto. Samuel Chambers. Harold Clapper. Ashton Cole. Anna Crum. Jeremy Seth Davis. Paul DeAngelis. Sean Deffabaugh. Alexis Depew. Ryan Paul DeBacco. Trevor Dinn. Jacob Donley. Caleb Edwards. Oscar Engen. Nathaniel Evans. John Farrell. Riley Elizabeth Fisher. Cloel Fitz. Tanner Forbes. Wesley Forrest. Levi Frazier. Carl Freiler. David Gongola. Lucas Graham. Sam Guglielmino. Simon Hale. Elijah Hall. Cameron Jonathan Hane. Luke Hare. George Harmon. Zachary Hoffey. Caleb Helton. Dominic Ho. Chase Horn. Olivia Lauren Irvine. Caitlin Jacobs. Taylor Jones. Isaiah Jones. Asher Joseph. Jake Kellerman. Nathan Kirby. Jacob Kosinski. David Kodlowski. Nathan Krutolis. Logan Cooch. Tyler Lannon. Kaylee Lance. Caleb Lawrence. Carter Ledman. Aiden Lett. Camden Paul Link. Jordan Luzier. Sam Mottman, Christopher Martin, Brody McAllister, Rex Elliott McAllister, Quinn Xavier McAuliffe, Elizabeth McCaskey, G. McLeod, Grayson Mears, Alyssa Messonier, Theodore Miesel, Jacob Milkey, Grayson Miller, Blake Mongold, Joshua Moore, Justin Knoll, Alan Pechkovsky, Aaron Pander, Logan Parrish, Leonardo Santos Peel, Timothy Phelps, Thomas Pippo, Nicholas Price, Eli Creek Richmond, Eric John Risty, Wyatt Alexander Rock, Sean Sarley, Maddox Schultz, James Slepsoff, Joshua Smith, Daniel Snow, Nicholas Snyder, Liam W. Sterling, Zachary Chase Taylor, Nathan Andrew Tom, Colton Turner, Logan Unterreiner, Julia Van Albert, Nicole Vigneri, Brendan Walsh, Chad Wengolo, Seth Weiss, Logan Westfall, Christian Williams, Tucker Wilson, Jeremiah Woods, Noah Yoke, Caden Yost, presenting the Master of Science degree candidates from the Department of Mechanical, Materials, and Aerospace Engineering. Dominic Amato, Richa Aryal, David Childs, Abdullah Khan, Mahata bin Rashid, Derek Slack, Davis Wormuth, presenting the baccalaureate degree candidates from the Department of Mechanical, Materials, and Aerospace Engineering. Noah Allen, Robert Alling, Aubrey Altizer, Michael Wesley Ames, Patrick Borman, Elizabeth Christiana Breckenridge, Maureen Burke, Yemen Kai, Sean Wesley Carpenter, Joseph Castile, David Castro, Sarah Saron, Krishna Pirashanthar Chandrakumar, Nicholas Cicerelli, Camden Comley, Rebecca Cox, Henry Coyle, Griffin David, Evan Davis, Eric Deschler, Jonathan Drum, Nicholas Elias, Thomas Eli, Glenn E. Laurie Auga, Chase Elsis, Gavin Earhard, Jared Espiritu, Brian Etzel, Jenna Farr, Benjamin Howard Farabee, Ryan Fischel, Jonah Forenash, Noah Fowler, Joshua Gabeline, Oli Gelgano, Francisco Paul Garzioni, Lauren Gilchrist, Logan Gold, Reagan Goodwin, Andrew Grossen, Hayden Haller, Ian Harmon, David Harmon, Aaron Harris, John Hayes II, Jacob Heggie, Douglas Hurd Jr., Austin Hewitt, Charles Hogan, Jonah Yeager, Jonathan Javins, Christian Jensen, Zachary Jordan, Caitlin Kearns, Will Kirschner, Matthew Kraska, Joseph Linger, Sean Lipscomb, Joseph Long, Jaden Markle, Sean W. Marshall Jr., Marilo Marchines, Taylor Massey, Adler Masterman, Michael Maurer, Hannah McFadden, Jackson McNish, Joseph Michael O'Donnell, Kent Orban Jr., Alejandro Ortiz Hernandez, Ryan Ostrander, Toby Joe Prescorn, Kyle Radiker, Keenan Rowan, Benjamin Reniger, Maggie Richardson, Anthony Ruello. Caleb Sack. Guy Sanders. Brooke Schroeder. Joseph Silipino. Alexander James Simon. Grant Sizemore. Ryan Smith. Carter Stakem. Luke Sommerfeld. Matthew Sylvain. Colton Talpus. Lloyd Tracy. Luca Trimboli. Zachary Trost. Kevin Villanueva Rios. Joseph John Wardman. Jake Vincent Weiss. Jada Williams. Timothy Wright. Zachary Zielinski. I now present to you the Master of Science degree candidates from the Department of Mining Engineering. Munjin Jargel Saihan. Presenting the baccalaureate degree candidates from the Department of Mining Engineering, Christopher Afria. Alex Cavendish. Tanner Clark. Samantha Rourke. I now present to you the Master of Science degree candidates from the Department of Petroleum and Natural Gas Engineering, Saif Abdullah Al-Nabhani. Bushra Al-Katan. Joshua Robert McCumber. I now present the baccalaureate degree candidates from the Department of Petroleum and Natural Gas Engineering, Rashid El-Sinawi. Jack Beecham III. Harrison Hellman. Nicholas Ogershock. Presenting the Master of Science degree candidates from the Wadsworth Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, Elisa Allen. Morgan Amos. Stravrula Bajanata. Roshan Devkota. Benjamin Dale Opie. Heather Marie Rice. Presenting the baccalaureate degree candidates from the Wadsworth Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, Ryan Matthew Barr. Devin Merrill Ben. Connor John Brumbaugh. Madeline Elaine Clayton. Grace Cronin. Walker Daggett. Logan Christopher Decker. Braden Dostal. Vincent Wayne Fluharty. Jude Fritz. Tucker Golden, Jack Gruszecki, Mallory Joyner, Corey David Kaysen, Luke Mason, Cole Mathis, Michael McCormick, Connor Mitchell, Clay Poling, Roberto Kimi Rodriguez, Riley Devin Rollman, Alexandra Schultz, Colin Shinkovich, Alec Patrick Stanislazik, Jessica Shapansky, Michael Taylor, Abigail Zerby Thornberry, Donovan Tom, Ava Valentine, Leo White, Hannah Workman, Sarah Yingling, Austin Ziegler, Dean Mago, this concludes the presentation of the candidates for graduation.
First off, I want to thank Bill Nevin for reading all those names so beautifully. Bill, take a bow. Also, Sarah, thank you for your remarks. What a tribute to this college and the university. So very proud of you. Thank you very, very much. To you graduates, I want you to remember what she said about Professor Cooley. And this is a shout out to our faculty. Our faculty make all the difference. And I want to thank them for what they do every single day in the lives of you as students, the life of our university community. I had a professor like Sarah named Stan Taylor. He was the department chair where I went to school. And I can't believe I imposed on him like I did in terms of just showing up at his office, and he put anything aside to sit down and talk to me. And one of the greatest tributes, or one of the greatest kind of blessings in my life, when I wrote my first book in 1997, Stan Taylor wrote the foreword to the book. And it's exciting when a book comes in the mail and it's something you've written, but it was even more exciting to see that professor, my faculty member's name on the foreword. So if you have a chance today and you see your faculty members, thank them for what they've done for you. Staff as well, but particularly the faculty. I want to give a big shout out to our faculty. Thank you very much. To our Mountaineer graduates, our faculty and staff members, families and friends, how fortunate we are to be here today during this great time of celebration. We've seen so much potential across the stage today, proof of the promise of higher education to build better futures and to change the world. Though I've earned 4 degrees over the course of my life, you should know that today marks a unique experience. As you graduate, I'm completing my very first year as the 27th president of West Virginia University. Thank you. In my time here, I've learned about the focused and sincere dedication of our students, faculty, and staff, and what they bring to work each and every day. I've also learned to take the Brooks Hall elevator instead of hitting the steps from the Beechhurst PRT station. I've learned that wearing a flying WV will lead to people shouting, "Let's go" at me all the time in airports. I've learned how many meetings can be packed into one day. And I've also learned all the words to one of my favorite songs, Take Me Home, Country Roads, which we get to sing together in a few minutes. And I've learned how much West Virginia University means to the people of this state, this country, and this world. I encourage you to think back on what you've learned during your time here. These lessons will guide you for the rest of your life. Though I was not with you in this role when you started your educational journeys, it is certainly my pleasure to celebrate with you today and to congratulate you as you mark this most significant of milestones and move on to what's next for you in your lives. So, what is next? That's the big question. The poet Robert Frost said it this way: in 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. How exactly it goes on is up to each and every one of you. A poet like Frost, Henry David Thoreau, said this: go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. Because I'm an historian and not a poet, I'll offer some guidance to you from Horace, whose full name was Quintus Horatius Flaccus, a Roman satirist and critic. He said this: begin, be bold, and venture to be wise. I'll repeat it again. Begin, be bold, and venture to be wise. Wisdom comes from applying experience, knowledge, and good judgment to making sound, prudent decisions. You've all benefited from the wisdom of many others, those who've served as guides throughout your life, supporters with the ability to shut out all the extraneous noise and discern what is true, right, and advisable. Those who have invested time, energy, and resources in you, and in so doing, helped you get to this milestone mountaineer moment. Many of these people are here today. I know we've thanked them already, but graduates, again, please join me in thanking everyone that's here that supported you to this journey today. Here at West Virginia University, pride in our land-grant mission runs deep. Success is earned, and life-changing experiences prepare mountaineers like you to serve others and lead in West Virginia and the world. Your bold future really does start here, and a path this year's honorary degree recipients have followed before you. Experience has taught me also that you have to pivot at times, so I'm going to pivot right now. I'm going to turn the stand over to Dean Mago to come up and give a few remarks, and I'm going to conclude with the send-off. So come on up, Dean Mago.
So dear graduates, congratulations. I'm so proud of you today. Earning your degree was challenging, and through your hard work, dedication, and determination, you did it. Today, we celebrate what you have accomplished, and we look ahead of what you are about to become. This academic year, we have one of our students have been selected for the Order of Augusta, the most prestigious university student award recognizing academic excellence, leadership, and significant contributions on campus to the state and beyond. Congratulations on this most deserving recognition to Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering graduate Isabella Hart. In addition, 5 students have been named WVU Outstanding Seniors for their achievement in scholarship, leadership, and service. Congratulations to Chloe Fitz, Computer Engineering, Caroline Kelly, Biomedical Engineering, Carter Ledmond, Computer Science, Zachary Taylor, Computer and Electrical Engineering, and Kenneth Wong, Biomedical Engineering. So congratulations to all of you. So for the past few years, the Strater College has been your home away from home, and I hope it will forever hold a special place in your hearts. Today, I want you to take a moment to reflect on all the wonderful memories you have made in our college, the experiences, the lifelong friendships, and the relationships you have built with students, faculty, staff, mentors that will last forever. As you begin this new adventure in your life, I encourage you to be curious and never stop asking questions. Be connected and listen to your mentors and colleagues. learn from your mistakes, and never give up on your dreams. Here at WVU, you have received a world-class education, and you are well prepared with the skills, knowledge, and expertise to change the world and create a brighter future for generations to come. I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank the families and loved ones of our students. This achievement belongs to you as well. Without your encouragement, support, and sacrifices, our graduates wouldn't be here today. So with all family members and loved ones, please stand and let the graduate join us in thanking you for your support. Thank you. I also would like to recognize the faculty, staff, and mentors who have played a vital role in your academic journey. Their support and guidance has been instrumental in your learning and personal growth over the years. We're proud of our exceptional faculty and staff and the outstanding work they do. Please join me in thanking them for their hard work and dedication to your success as well. So graduates, I am confident that life have amazing experiences in store for all of you, and it has been an honor to be part of your journey. As you move forward, remember that success is not just about what you achieve, it's about how you achieve it. Stay true to your values, work hard, be the person who is kind and treats everybody with respect, and I truly believe that great things will come your way. So wherever your path takes you, I hope you always have West Virginia University and the Statler College in your heart, and remain proud members of the Mountaineer family. Once again, congratulations, graduates, and I wish you all the best and every success as our newest alumni. You deserve it. Thank you.
Again, my apologies to Dean Mago. I didn't mean to do that. As you heard earlier, Sid Peng, the Charles E. Lewald Chair of Emeritus of Mining and Engineering, is recipient of the Presidential Honorary Degree because of his immense generosity and time and energy at the Benjamin M. Statler College of Engineering and Mineral Resources. Thank you again, Dr. Peng. On Friday, we had the opportunity to recognize former West Virginia Supreme Court Justice Beth Walker, who was the first justice elected to the court in a nonpartisan race in 2016. She went on to serve as Chief Justice and was previously Associate General Counsel for WU Medicine. Also on Friday, we recognized WU alumnus Tom Jones, the retired President and CEO of the West Virginia United Health System, and a former Board of Governors Chair with a deep love for this university, who worked throughout his career at the intersection of business and healthcare. Yesterday, we recognized WU alumnus Arthur Gabriel, co-founder of Gabriel Brothers, Inc. With his brother, they together opened the first store here in Morgantown in 1961, taking inspiration from their father, who began working as a clothing retailer in the 1920s when he immigrated from their native Lebanon. Now they've all lived boldly throughout their lives, and it's your turn at this moment. Many of you have already taken bold steps. Please raise your hand if you are a first generation college graduate. Now, raise your hand if you changed your major at least once while you were here. Okay? Anybody changed their major twice? Okay, all right. Raise your hand if you had at least one moment of doubt during your time at WU, thinking you may not make it to this commencement day. Well, guess what? You've proved the doubters wrong. We all have moments of doubt. It's not the doubt that defines you. It's what you choose to do next. Your bold future has started here. When you walk out of the doors today, you join a Mountaineer alumni family that is more than 200,000 people strong worldwide. All people around the world proudly rooting for you. And as Mountaineers like to say everywhere, let's go. Will the degree recipients please stand? Graduates, as mountaineers, we lead with pride. We empower through education. We transform lives. We stake our claim. We grow our reach. We outperform our competition. Remember the words of Thoreau, live the life you've imagined. Take that call to action with you and put it to use as you go out into the world. Go where the opportunities take you. Go with curiosity and with a willingness to never stop learning. Keep in mind the words of Walt Whitman. Be curious, not judgmental. Go bravely. Go boldly. Go and be awesome. Now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree for which you have been recommended with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from one side to the other as a symbol of this achievement. Congratulations.
Graduates, please remain standing. University marshals will release you in an orderly manner after the platform party exits the floor.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning hours. She calls me. The radio